Listen carefully. We are trying to start SOQL. SOQL stands for Salesforce Object Query Language. Now we are going to understand SOQL, Salesforce Object Query Language. What is the purpose of SOQL? What is the purpose of SOQL? SOQL, the purpose of the SOQL is to fetch the data. Now, SOQL, Salesforce Object Query Language. These are similar to your SQL statements, not SQL, similar to your SQL. Now, the purpose of the SOQL is to fetch the data from the database. In our case, database is nothing but objects. In the objects, we are going to call in the Salesforce as what? S objects. Whatever the objects we have in the database, those I am going to call it as S objects in the Apex programming. We are going to call it as S objects in the programming. Now, look at the point. SOQLs are used to fetch the data from S objects. It can be a standard object or custom object. Using SOQL, we can also fetch your child records. We can also fetch your parent record. Now, I can fetch the data from an S object, and also I can fetch the data from corresponding child records of an S object. I can also fetch the parent records data. So, SOQL is used to get data from an object and its relative objects. It's a related objects. The related means it can be a child, it can be a parent. Related means it can be a child or it can be a parent. Now, SOQL will return you result in the form of list. Why the SOQL will give you result in the form of list? Because when I told fetch the records from account object, I am not sure how many records are going to be there. I told fetch all the accounts whose industry is banking. I am not sure how many records are there in the database whose industry is banking. So, SOQL query is going to give you result in the form of what? List of S object. The next one. We can also give it in the form of map of ID, S object. SOQL query will give you result in the form of list of S object or map of ID, S object. SOQL query can give you at max 50,000 records. When you write a SOQL query, how many records can be given by the SOQL? At max 50,000. If it is more than 50, it throws an error message. If it is more than 50, error message. Maximum 50,000 records it can give you. What is the general syntax of SOQL? Look at this. Select fields from S object. Select fields from object. This is common, mandatory. All these are optional. What is that? Where condition, group by, having, order by, for update, limit, offset, all rows, all these are optional. Select fields from S object. Select fields from S object. It is a mandatory. Rest of the information is optional. As per your requirement, you can enter or you can leave it. Okay. Now, what is a query? Query is a statement that we want to write to fetch the records from database. Query is a statement written to fetch the data from database. Query is a statement which is given to fetch the data from database. SOQL, Salesforce Object Query Language. Query means statement written to fetch the data from S object. Now, how do you write the SOQL queries? How to write the SOQL queries? Write a query to fetch data from. So you write a query, select ID, name, phone from. Write a query, fetch data from contact. How you write it? Select ID. What are the fields we have in the contact? First name, last name, phone. Write a query. Write a query to fetch the data from opportunity. This is how we create. Are you getting? Select list of the fields from a subject. Select list of the fields from a subject. Select list of the fields from a subject. I hope you are good with this. Select list of the fields from a subject. Now, everyone write these queries. Write a query. Write a query to fetch the data from a lead. Basically, to understand what are the fields we have. Write these queries. In the lead, what we have? Last name, first name, phone, email, company. In the case, what we have? Origin, status, subject. Case. The case, what we have? Select ID, subject.
Satish, these fields that you're fetching in the from the case, are these the mandatory fields? That's why?
No. I am writing a query to fetch some of the data. So I will just use some of the fields here. So what is the way of writing the query? Select fields from a subject. Select fields from a subject. Now let us go to how do you execute this? This is only a statement, but how do you execute this statement? This is only a statement, but how do you execute this statement? So let us see the next one. If you want to execute, from where we can execute? First one, query editor. Query editor. Where is that query editor? This is a developer console, right? When you expand this, the developer console at the bottom, if you expand this, what are you finding here? Query editor. Go to this query editor, write your query. And at the bottom, we have execute. When I click on execute, you're finding the data. We can make a modification. We can create a new record in account, open any particular record. If you want to open detail page, we can say open detail page. We can say, right, we can open the detail page, edit page. You can open the page in the form of edit, insert a new record, delete a new record, refresh grid. So this is what? Query editor. Query editor, where I can write a query, get the data. Where I can write a query and get the data. We can see, before I implement a logic, I am planning to write a logic. Before I implement a logic, I want to see what type of data we are getting. Based on this, I want to apply my logic. Then I can use the query editor, see what type of data I am getting, whether I am getting any data or not. When you are writing a query, whether really it is giving a data or is it a null, I can check it out. So query editor is one of the location where I can execute the queries. So what is the option we have? Query editor. Where is that? Extend the developer console, query editor, right. Now this is helpful to you to see whether the query is going to return any result or not. In the program, if I write it, only when I execute it, you will be finding. Only when I execute the complete application, complete functionality, I will be seeing whether data is coming or not. Here, I can see whether query is working or not. Whether query is found well or not, whether query is working or not, I can do it. I hope you are clear with this. Query editor. Let us go to the next one. We can also execute from right programmatically. Programmatically, what is that? First, we'll do with a static query. Static query means you know on which object you are writing a query. You know on which fields you are fetching. You know what condition you are going to write. When you are very much sure on which object you are going to write a query, which fields you are going to get, and what is the condition you are going to write. So it is well known on which object you are writing a query, which fields we are fetching, what condition you are writing. If you know it well, then you can go for static. Like I told, if it is a static query, I need to write list of subject result equal to fields a subject where are you putting the query? In the array bracket. When do you go for this type of query? You know which fields you are fetching. You know from which object you are fetching. You also know whether to write a condition or not. If you want to write a condition, which condition you want to write. So it's a fixed query. It is a fixed query. It is a fixed query. But at max it may say where name equal to S name. But I am comparing with what? Name. I know I am comparing with the name. Name you can give from UI. But what is the query I am giving? On S object, on account object, I am writing a query to fetch the name, phone number, and I am making a condition called name equal to the value what you enter. So I am very much sure on which object I am writing a query, which fields I am going to fetch, what is the condition I am going to write. Then we call it as static query. Static query is executed with what? Array bracket. Right? Create an array bracket. Create an array bracket and create an array bracket and write the query within the array bracket. Create an array bracket and write the condition within the array bracket. But when you are not sure, on which object you are going to write a query, dynamic query. Now look at this. One of the example. I am giving one of the example. One of the example I am giving. Now it is asking, select the object of your choice. I selected account. When you select the account fields are coming. Let us say account field 1. Fields are coming. When these fields are coming, based on the option what you selected. You will select account fields, contact fields. Then from this, I am selecting few fields. Now what should be your query? Select. From. Is it fixed query? Is this query is always like this? No. Right now I selected account, I selected this. Suppose if you have given, suppose I have selected, then what is your query? So query is not fixed. Query will be formed based on runtime, based on your inputs. Query has to be formed, and the query changes user to user. Query changes transaction to transaction. Previous one, I know you are going to write a query on this object. These are the fields which you are going to fetch. This is the condition what you are going to write. It is a fixed one, but here it is an option. But here the query I cannot guarantee which field you are trying to fetch. Maybe object is fixed, but fields are not fixed. Object is fixed, but fields are not fixed. Depends upon your choice. Now maybe fields are fixed, but condition is not fixed. Now let us take an example here. Now you are giving this. Can you guarantee what condition I am going to write here? I may write, I may not write. I may write, I may not write. Or else we are very much aware about workflows and approval process. Let us go back. Now, are you sure I am going to write a condition? If I am going to write a condition, which condition I am going to write? one condition or two condition or three condition, on which field I am writing a condition, I may or may not write a condition. I may or may not write a condition, I may leave it blank. I may write a condition, I may say where industry equal to banking, or I may say active equal to true, and I may say industry equal to energy, I may say rating equal to. Now which condition I am going to write? Not sure. Now based on the conditions what I gave, you have to form the query. Everybody is going to give the same condition. Is it a fixed one? No. During this time, these type of scenarios are formed using dynamic. Then what we do? We form the query like a string. Based on the values what you entered, based on the inputs what you have given, I will form a string and I will execute the string. So what is the dynamic query means? Query is formed at the runtime based on the inputs. It is not a fixed. For me it may be XYZ, for you it may be ABC. Based on your inputs, query has to be formed. I am not sure whether fields are same or not. I am not sure whether object is same or not. I am not sure what condition you are going to write. Are you getting my point? When you know this is the object, these are the fields, this is the condition, fixed. Let anybody execute. Let anybody execute. Same query will run. But here the query is going to change time to time based on the person who is executing, based on the values what he is entering. Then we go for what? Dynamic SQL query. I hope you are clear, right? In the dynamic SQL query, what I do? I'll form query. It's my choice. I make you query equal to query plus. It may change. It may change. Then how do you execute the dynamic SQL queries? If you want to execute the dynamic SQL queries, the result is list of S object. Database dot query. Whatever the string I formed, that string I have to give with the database dot. Are you getting my point? If it is a static, I give within an array bracket because the query is fixed. When it is a dynamic, I am not sure what is the query. Then I have to form the query like a string. Then give database dot query. I hope you are good with this. So how many types of queries we have? Static query and dynamic query. If it is a static query, list of S object result equal to select fields from S object where condition or whatever it is. If it's a dynamic query, string query, then you have to give database dot query. Then we have to give database dot query. Then I have to give database dot query. Dynamic queries are executed as database dot query. Static queries are executed as array bracket within which I have to write a query. Is this too clear? Clear for everyone? These are the two ways of executing programmatically. We'll see examples. Third one, boss, I want to form a cursor. I want to execute it. I don't want to take the data individually. I want to get the data, create a cursor. I want the cursor to go forward and backward. I want to create a cursor. I want the cursor to go forward and backward. Then I'll go for what? Database dot. This is equal to what this will do? This will form cursor. We will see one by one instead. But initially I am telling what are the ways. static query, dynamic query, database.query locator. Fourth one, map. We can also execute like a map. Map of ID comma S object. New map of ID comma S object, result equal to new map of ID comma S object. This is how we are following. We'll see the format. Just I want to convey that there are 4 ways of writing, executing a query programmatically. One is static way, other one is dynamic, third one is cursor, fourth one is map. These are the 4 ways in which I can execute the query programmatically. Query editor is only query. I cannot make a dynamic, query, write the query and see what data is coming. This is programmatically. If I want to execute, I need to go with a static or dynamic or cursor or map. These are the 4 ways in which I can make it. Right. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Okay. Now, look at the format. In the beginning of the list, somebody has asked me this question. So, why we are connecting a list with a SQL query? Because when you write a query, I am not sure what data you get. Is there any data or not? Based on your condition, there may be a data, may not be a data. This is the table. Now I wrote a query. How do you write a query? Array bracket, name, account. When you write this, we are getting the data. When you write this, what does it mean? Select name 4 from account. What is happening? We are getting the data. We are getting the data. Now, after writing the query, we are getting the data. The data is at one location. Now we want to refer to this data. How do you refer to this data? When you write a query from database, we brought the data. Where is the data stored? At some location it has to be stored. When you write a SQL query, it is getting the data, and once it got the data, it is stored at some location. Now how do you refer to this location? So what does it mean? Whatever the data that is fetched by writing a query, the data is referred with ACCs. Generally, what will you do? List of account, you write it like this. What does it mean? New list. This will create some memory. That memory is referred by right. Here also, what is that? When you write a query, it is fetching the data. Where is the data stored? At one location. So fetching the data and it is at one location. That location is referred by ACGS. Now both are same. Both are same. Are you getting my point? So both convey the same. Boss, at the end of the game, what are these two? It is a variable. It is a variable. It is also what? Variable. Referring to that location. Here also what it is doing? Referring to the location where data is there. Once you write a SQL query, when you write a query, data is coming, right? When the data is coming, where is the data stored? At some location they have to put. When you write a SQL query, they are giving a records. That records are at some location. that location is referred by this variable. So at the end of the game, both of them are what? Same. Are you clear? So we will not write like this. We will straight away write like this. We will not write like this. We will straight away write like this. Are you clear about this? Both are giving the same meaning. Everyone has followed this one? Clear? Okay. So let us go to the next one. Now, let us execute quickly a couple of queries. Circle example 1. Now, it is a reference variable. What is the value of accounts now? Value of accounts is null. Why? It is not referring to any memory. Now what I am doing, AJCS equal to account. Now query will give you, SQL query will give you what? List of, that is referred by. Query will give you list of records. The list of record is referred by that variable. Now we got a list of record. In the previous examples, we have seen how to display data using a page block table. There I have used a standard controller. I fetched the data using a standard controller and I displayed. But here what I am doing, I am fetching the data by writing a SQL query. We are writing a SQL query. And we are doing. What was that variable? Accounts I give. We wrote a SQL query. We fetched the data. Now, how you display? What was that value equal accounts? What is that value equal accounts? List of records. Where are these accounts coming from? You wrote a query, we are getting the data. The data we are trying to display. A dot name. Have a preview. So we wrote a SQL query, we fetched the data. We wrote a SQL query, we fetched the data, right? So whatever the data we fetched, we are trying to display using a page block table. So I wrote a SQL query, basic SQL query. I wrote a SQL query, I fetched the data, and I was displaying this data in the VF page. Everyone has followed? Clear? Now, let us do one example. Write a query to fetch the data from contact, display them in VF page. Write a query to fetch the data from contact object and display the data in VF page. Write a query to fetch the data from contact object and display the data. Similar example we are trying to put.
Satish, when I execute this query, I got an error, system.limit exception.
You have more than 50,000 records,
Yeah.
so it will be an error.
Oh, okay. How to restrict, like, to
There is
fetch only first?
a keywords like limit.
Okay.
You can apply a limit keyword. Mention how many you want. Make it attempt, boss. If people are writing, you will wait. Otherwise, I will go with the next topic.
Sir, there is no way to find out all the fields in an account
No,
using Circle?
no. There is no concept called star in Apex programming. In generally, when you go for Oracle, okay, Oracle or SQL, you find select star. But here there is no concept called star because there is a the data is exchanged here over the network, fetched over the network. There is a limitation of cache. It also deals with the performance. So there is no concept called star here. Generally, in the databases, will be having a concept called select star from table. Here there is no concept called star. Each and every field you want has to be mentioned manually.
Okay.
Satish, can you please click on that VF page where we are displaying it in the
Yes, yes.
page?
Everybody has created this class. Everyone has created this class. So what was that? Instead of account, I have taken contact. Instead of account, I have taken contact. Select ID, comma. What are the fields we have? Last name, first name, phone, from, contact. Last name, first name, phone, from, contact. Then what we are doing? We are trying to display the data in the page block table. In the page block table, what we give? Value equal to list of record, var equal to A. What is that A referring to? First record. First record. First record name, phone, industry. Second record name, phone, industry. Third record name, phone, industry, so on so. This is how we have created. I hope you're good with this. Everyone has followed this. Don't copy boss. If you can write, write it. Otherwise, go home, practice and create your own. Right. No use in filling the books. Right. Let us go with the next one. We are going for the next one. Now, once you fetched the data, I want to apply some keywords. What are the keywords I want to apply? I want to apply limit. Let us see the next example. I want to apply a concept called limit. Public list of account. Then I have public subcode. Accounts equal to, I'm writing a code. Select ID, name, last, listen boss, stop explaining. Name, industry, phone, from, account. Now I am fetching all the records. This will give you all the records. But my requirement is, I want to fetch only 10 records. Limit 5. So what I'm doing? Same code. Writing the query again. I'm giving here this time limit 5. Now I want to see. I'm giving here limit count. What was that? I want to take a variable, whatever the value we have in the variable, that value I want to use. Here I gave limit 5 straight away. I don't want to give the limit 5. I want to take the variable from the UI. Let us say in the UI, if you go for displaying the data, now I want to say get me 50 records. Get me 25 records. Get me only 10 records. Now I want to give my increment. I want to say 10 records I want, 20 records. That is selected from the UI. That is selected from the UI, not taken directly. I want to select from the UI. So what happens here? I am giving integer. The same story I am giving. If you want to use any variable in the SQL query, if you want to use value of any variable in the SQL query, then I have to give colon followed by variable. If you want to use any variable in the SQL query, if you want to use any variable in the SQL query, I have to give colon followed by variable. I have to give colon followed by variable. Limit colon count. Count is 2, so limit 2. If you want to embed any variable within the SQL query, I was supposed to give colon followed by variable. I hope you are good with this. Right. So let me give you this example. Page block buttons. Command button value. Action equal to re-render. I don't want entire data to be refreshed, only the page block. give limit file. So we have given limit. So the point here is, how do you embed variables within the SQL query? This is the total number of records. When I say limit 5, only the 5 records. Count, I give 2 records. I hope you are good with this, right? So what is the limit? It will specify how many records will be given from result. After executing the query, I got 100 records. Out of that 100, how many records you want? I wrote a SQL query. After writing a SQL query, after executing the SQL query, I got 50 records. I got 50 records as a result. From the result, how many records you want? After executing a SQL query, I got 50 records. From 50 records, how many you want? That is given by limit. Limit indicates how many records you want from the result. Okay. I hope you are good. Next one we had public void offset. Offset. When I say offset, offset will tell in the I got a result. After writing a SQL query, I wrote a SQL query, I got a result. Let us say I have, in the table I have this is the database what I have. These are the records what I have. Now I wrote a SQL query. Okay, this is the database what I have. When I wrote a SQL query, out of these 1 or 3 records, I received 7 records. I wrote a query, I got 7 records. From these records, I got this result. Out of this database, after writing a SQL query, I got this result. In this result, from where should I display the data? In the result, we got 7 record. From where should I display the record? I told offset 3. When I say offset 3, from 3rd record. When I say offset 4, from 4th record. When I say offset 5, from the 5th record. From the result, from which record I have to display is offset. Limit will say in the result how many records I have to display. Offset will say in the result from which position I have to display. Are you getting my point? So limit and offset are applied on result. After executing the query, whatever the result we received, on that result the limit and offset will be applied. I hope you are good. Right, boss? Go back to this. Same query. Offset 5. Offset code. So we are giving offset. From 5th position, get all the records. Let's see. From 10th record, get all the records. Offset. Limit, offset. Offset will say how many records you want. Sorry, offset will say from which position you want. Limit will say how many records you want. Limit will say how many records you want. So when I say offset. Now what happened? From 5th record you get the data. Okay. There are no records because you told 10. Let me reduce the size. There are only 10 records are there. I told offset 8 from 8th position. Remaining 2 records are fetched. Limit and offset. Now we need to take a combination of limit and offset. From 3rd position, give me 3 records. From 10th position, give me 4 records. So I want to take the combination of limit and offset. If you want to take a combination of limit and offset, there is an order for it. Offset 5. So I told offset 5, limit 3. Now look at this. I gave an order. Offset followed by limit. But what it says? What's it? It should be limit followed by offset. Now when you are taking a combination of limit and offset, when you are taking a combination of limit and offset, when you are taking a combination of limit and offset, when you are taking a combination of limit and offset, then you have to give limit followed by offset. You have to give limit followed by offset. Combination limit followed by offset. Limit followed by offset. Limit followed by offset. From 5th position, give me 3 records. Right. So limit will say how many, offset will say from where the combination we can take it. I hope you are good with this. Right. So let us do 1 or 2 examples. Write a SQL query. Write a SQL query. Write a SQL query to fetch 10 records from opportunity. Fetch all records from 5th. Write a SQL query. Write a SQL to fetch 10 records from 5th position. Write a SQL to fetch 10 records from 5th position. Write these 3 examples.
Satish?
Recently used. Recently used.
Satish?
Yes.
I understand that offset purpose. I mean, that what it is intended to do, but I'm not able to connect it to a scenario where we might need offset. Can
Look at the
you
third example. Take the example 3.
write a SQL to fetch 10 records from 5th position? I understand that whatever we will start fetching from the 5th position and we will go till 10 records. This is the purpose of the third example. But why we have to do it? I mean, in what
I
case
have
we
a
might
requirement to
utilize.
fetch all the students who are from 6th position. I want to fetch all the students who are from the 6th to 10th, who are at their position of the 6th to 10th. In the database, I want to fetch the students who are from the 6th position to 10th position. I want only these 5 students data.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now it makes sense. Okay. Thanks.
Then boss, right? So we are going to give here limit offset 10
I think limit 10.
the remaining query remains the same. Select fields from S object. I hope you are good with this, right boss? Right. Now let us go to the order by. Now the standard definition. What is the purpose of order by? Sort the data in the ascending order or descending order. When you are going for sort the data in ascending order or descending order, now again. So let me give you the data here. This is the data what I have. Now I want to sort the data. So what do we do? Order by field name, order by field name, ascending order or order by field name, ascending order or descending order. So what I am doing? Fetch the data in the ascending order of descending order of a field. Now I told order by name. If you don't define anything, by default it is ascending order. So what is the data we are going to get? Kiran, Ram, some 4 sums are there. This is how we are getting the data. Now I told fetch the field, fetch the data, order by name, ascending order. Now I want to apply sorting. I am giving again order by name, ascending. Then I am giving phone. I can apply order by multiple fields. Order by field 1, ascending or descending, then followed by phone descending. So order by multiple number of fields. Order by multiple number of fields. Order by field name, ascending or descending, right? Then multiple fields. Phone, ascending or descending. Now what is the data we are going to get? Kiran? First order by name. So data is order by the name. When there is a conflict in the name, there are 4 records with the name called Sham, then the second condition will be applied. First sort by first condition. When there is a conflict in the data, second condition will be applied. What is the second condition? For descending. So So when is the second condition applied? When there is a conflict in the data. When there is a conflict in the data. Only when there is a conflict in the data, the second condition will come. Only when there is a conflict in the data, second condition is applied. Are you getting my point? Order by. So what is the condition we had? Order by field name. Comma. So I can apply multiple here. I hope you are good with this. So let us see. Let us see whether we have any data in the database with the duplicate. This is what I get. Go back to this condition. Order by name. Sort the data, order by name. So we received Satish, we are getting the data. Now it is not sorted in any particular order. We are getting Satish, conflict of interest is there. Right. Now let us go to this. Now how the second condition was taken here? As per the industry they applied here. If you look at this, we are getting the data as per the industry. Okay. Now order by name, alphabetical order we got it. Then we want to apply the second one. Order by name. We received here. Order by name, phone number, descending order. Right, boss? So we can go with order by multiple clauses. Order by multiple conditions. Order by field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, so on. If you want to sort the data on the result, if you want to fetch the result in a sorting order, or you want to sort the result in a particular based on a particular field, we use order by. Now the point is, how do you merge all the three conditions? Fetch me last three accounts which are created. Fetch, write a query to fetch three accounts, last three accounts which are created. Then how do you apply this? Last write a query to fetch last three accounts which are created. What I will do? Select name from account, order by created date. Created it descending. Then what happened? Whichever the records are created last, that will be coming on the top. Fetch all the records in the descending order of created date. That I told limit 3. Fetch all the accounts which are created. Fetch all the accounts in the descending order of created date. In the descending order of created date, I told limit 3. I told limit 3. Write a query to fetch first 3 write a query to fetch first 3 accounts which are created. You want to fetch last 3 or first 3? If you want to fetch last 3, then descending order, first 3 ascending order. I hope you are good. Right, boss? Okay. So it is a combination of limit and offset together. Limit and offset together. I hope I'm good with this. So that's all from my end.
Satish, by default, it takes ascending,
If
right?
you don't mention
Okay.
anything, what is the order? Ascending order. It is a ascending order. If you order by field name, if you don't mention anything, by default it is ascending order. Any other queries? Fine. Your videos will be uploaded today.